Hello and welcome to Kevin's VAT Chat. Today I'm going to be talking about the digital world and the role of VAT in it. And I'm going to, just to show how much there is of this stuff, I'm going to quickly walk through the different areas of the digital world that VAT is actually impacted by now. And then in future videos, do keep an eye out. I'll be talking in more detail about each of those areas as we go along. So just to explain how broad the issues are now, it starts with submitting your return. Your VAT return goes in online. We've got all the issues that go with making tax digital, with the bridging software, the fact it isn't fully automatic, and you've got to put in interrupts or partial exemptions and what have you. That's the simple one. You've also got e-commerce, trading in goods through online platforms and all the different VAT rules that go with that. You've got digital services being supplied, whether that's education, whether that's coaching, whether that's B2C services or not. We've got different rules that apply there. We've got online sales tax that was pushed through by the budget a year or more ago, but that's being dropped. It was supposed to be the equivalent of business rates on the high street. Something's got to come in to level the competitive playing field, so keep an eye out for that. But what about physical items which are now pretty much always digital? You've got books. The zero rating rules was recently decided by the Supreme Court only ever applied to a physical book. The online digital equivalent of a book is still, in my view, a book, and surely the zero rating should be applied to that, but we're having to have specific policy made to get that zero rating to apply to what you might call a digital good instead of a digital service. And maybe it's about time we recognised the difference, because you've also got NFTs, non-fungible tokens, frozen code if you like, which sometimes it's a plane ticket, sometimes it's a corporate bond, but this frozen code, this unique specific bit of digital code, can also be artwork, which is how many of us come across NFTs now. The values are high and the margin scheme would apply to physical artwork and it doesn't to online NFT artwork. You've got all sorts of issues, different rules to apply to NFT artworks as well. Then you've got other online services, fintech for example. You've got different ways of planning to obtain a VAT advantage with fintech, different case law that applies to it. You've also got Europe. If you're trading in Europe, they've got a whole new policy that's coming out for VAT in the digital age, talking about one European VAT registration, talking about electronic invoicing. And we know Italy's been trialling split invoicing, where the VAT is paid into a separate account that the trader doesn't have access to. We're looking also with VAT at real-time reporting. We're looking at platform economies, where bringing together accommodation and bringing together a passenger transport, for example, is going to have their own set of rules. Not due to be coming in until 2025, but that time will pass quickly, and when the EU says it will do something, it might take years, but generally it does happen. So will the UK have its own VAT policy to roll out? There's a lot to consider here, and I'm going to go through these different elements and talk in a bit more detail about them, but hopefully that gives you a bit of an overview and a bit of scope, and then we can look at the rules separately. So that's me, that's Kevin Hall, and that's been Kevin's VAT Chat. Thank you.